back to the Poorly Written Podcast, the only podcast on the internet where we're like, are we tired of turkey? Not yet, but we're getting there.
Hey, speak for yourself, dude. I'm so sick of turkey.
Anyway, I am sick of my leftovers. Anyways, welcome back. We took our break for Thanksgiving. We had the Florida story going around for a couple weeks. Good story, good times. I'm not sure if you guys listened to it, but I listened to it about like 4 or 5 times. Just make sure it sounded all right.
Aw, is somebody insecure?
No, I'm the editor.
No, all right, that's fair. You got me.
Checkmate by technicalities.
Or one for Zach.
1 point for Zach. Yeah, that's a new thing on the
50 for Hannah.
podcast. We're doing a point system. Whoever has the most points at the end. I don't know.
It's a pizza party.
Nah.
Becomes a new producer.
Nah.
Ooh, I like that idea.
But we're here. We're doing another Too Much Time to Think. This is the 5th edition of this that we're going through. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. It's like IKEA furniture, but we have leftover parts, and we're like, well, where did we go wrong? But anyways, today's episode, we're back from our break. We're going to talk about Thanksgiving, COVID Thanksgiving, because COVID.
COVID's giving.
COVID's giving. Well, I hope you're not giving COVID.
Nope.
We're gonna talk about some other things, including Spotify wrap-ups, because a lot of people are not happy with some of theirs. We're also going to talk about what should have a wrap-up like Spotify, and then we're going to talk about some more cool things. We're just talking cool things today. How about that, gang?
Yeah, we are.
It's a chill day.
It's a chill day. I mean, it's a thirsty Thursday, so I hope you have your drinks. I have
mine's across the room.
I have a nice tall glass of bottled water.
It's not. It's. You know what? Never mind. Let's just continue. I'm not gonna fight with him over
Yep.
this one.
Oh my god! I forgot to introduce everyone. My god, I am a jerk of the highest degree right now.
Rude.
We got. Let me look here. We got India. We got Hannah.
Hey, how's it going?
She updated her profile picture with a cute anime girl of herself.
Heck yeah, I did. Big glasses and all.
Great. That's just what we need. Egos. We got Sarah.
Oh, sorry, just inflating my ego over here while interrupting the introductions.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm vibing over here.
She's just vibing over there. And we got Mike.
Heyo.
Yeah, let's talk about our breaks. Thanksgiving. Because it's such a weird year. I didn't even think we were going to have Thanksgiving, and then all of a sudden we had people over, so almost immediately I'm going to get the governor's office after me.
Not that I'm like a Cuomo spy or anything, but was it less than 10 people?
How do you count children? Because we had 10 adults. We were right at.
I'm calling my boy Andrew. I don't know what to tell you, Zach.
Gonna bring in the battery ram.
I told the parents, let's just stick the kids outside because it's only 4 people max for outdoor dining. We have plenty of decks to do it. We have so many decks and areas that we could just stick the kids. They would love it. They almost moved the table outside, and then they're like, all right, well, kids' table stays inside.
Not that I want to like put your like family like out in the open on the podcast, but like, don't you have like a niece that's not even a year old? Were you gonna stick her outside too?
No, she didn't. Well, first of all, my sister wasn't able to come, and she wouldn't be allowed to anyways because during all that she had COVID herself, so that was fun.
Ooh.
She made a whole Facebook post about it today, saying, "Be smart, wear your mask, wash your hands, socially distance."
Yeah, props to her then.
Yeah, because she generally keeps what I would call political stuff off her timeline, or just stuff about like current events.
It's too bad. I was really hoping to start making jokes about putting the baby outside, but
I think that's just a terrible thing anyways. How dare you, Hannah?
I mean, yeah, but like Hypothetically, it was you guys. So who's the
Yeah.
bad guy here?
Still you. Still
I'll take
you.
it.
My niece is adorable, and India can vouch for me.
She is cute.
She's
I
very
don't have
cute.
nieces and nephews, so I can't relate.
Yeah. I know you can't relate, so.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Age.
we agreed because I had to go to work on Thanksgiving anyway, so that'd be one less person, and then people were kind of rotating in and out, so it wasn't like all at once. But most of these people I see every day, so it didn't even matter.
Right.
It's like they're like your immediate household. I'm like, all right, but like my immediate household is like a revolving door for my family. So I mean, like, if I'm exposed to one person, I've technically been exposed to everyone. So I don't know. Enough about me. How did everybody else do the Thanksgiving?
Just me, my mom, and my brother, and my dad. That's basically it.
I mean, you told me what was going on, so yeah. No,
Oh
not
yeah, I got it.
I'm sorry. Could you speak louder into the microphone, please? We didn't quite catch that.
I got it.
Poor Mike. That was literally the last thing you needed, and it's like, right now what? COVID.
Oh yeah, I know. Going
Wait a
through a
minute.
pandemic,
Wait.
watching everyone get a job except you, and now COVID. Great.
Mike, you got COVID?
Yeah, I posted on
What?
Instagram and everything.
Yeah,
What?
y'all didn't see Mike's Instagram. Mike told me before he posted it too. He's like,
No.
No.
how are
You
you
doing okay?
I private messaged Mike on Instagram.
I didn't
Once
see
I
that
saw
on
it.
Yes, thank you,
What?
Sarah.
Really,
I
I
got
really
you.
haven't been on social media that much. I apologize for not knowing. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm asymptomatic.
Oh, damn.
yeah,
Oh, that's good at least.
yeah.
Again, I
Yeah.
feel like a really shitty friend.
It's all right. It's all right. After yesterday or the other day, telling everyone the crazy crap they've been through at your job, I understand.
Yeah, there's been a lot of COVID scares going on lately with all of
Oh
us.
God, yeah.
Like it's
Long
just
Island's gonna
circling
be a red
in.
zone.
Yeah, basically the way I've been describing it at work, it's just circling in. It's just picking off people we know one by one. But that's kind of the
Yep.
whole thing about COVID. And we've been saying this for months now. Months. We're getting closer to a year of saying it versus months. But basically, it's just going to keep circling in until you either get it or you get a vaccine. But good news, vaccines will be here sooner than we think.
Yeah, the UK they approved the Pfizer vaccine, and I think they're gonna start trying to vaccinate people like at the beginning of next week, is what they said.
You got to remember with the vaccine numbers, they're producing, it's like 2 vaccines for one person, so you have to take whatever number they get and divide it in half.
Yeah.
Unless they say it's like 500,000 vaccines for one person. Then they already count that in, and that's like 1 million vaccines. But basically, the Cuomo said it the other day. This is the end game, and who knew that we keep bringing up this is the end game as a reference, but not for Marvel.
Yeah.
I still gotta watch that, I think.
Yeah, hopefully you don't fall asleep during.
Don't you have Disney Plus, Sarah?
I do. Is it on there?
Yeah, all the
Yes,
Marvels.
of course it is.
The Avengers are on Disney Plus because that's who owns them.
Well, I'll get around to it
All
then.
right. That's your homework for the week.
Hey, you have time to watch stuff about serial killers. You get to watch stuff about Thanos, a galactic serial
God.
killer.
He's a great serial killer. Killed half of the universe. Anyways,
I feel like we don't really need to talk about my love of serial killer documentaries.
we'll save it for another day. Maybe Valentine's
Well, honey,
Day.
if you love serial killers, let me tell you about my friend Thanos.
We're not trying to kink shame Sarah or anything, or shame her for her interest in serial killers. I mean,
It's just they're interesting.
No, I'm interested in them too. Don't worry.
okay. Okay, now I'm creeped out.
Not like that, Zach. Stop.
Honestly, they're interesting just to like.
I
read
just
about.
don't think having an obsession with serial killers is healthy, unless you're like
No,
an
who said it was
investigator.
an obsession? No one said it was an obsession. Sarah, I got you.
Anyways, Mike is having a very small. Mike's having a very small and household only Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Yeah, he announced on his Instagram, but I guess he didn't announce it enough. Maybe you should have done a video or something, like one of those.
I announced it pretty casually too.
You just slipped it into your story feed. It's like, all right, share
Yeah.
post, share post. I have COVID. Share post, share post. It's like, wait, what? Go back. You're just very nonchalant about it.
I'm very nonchalant about a lot of stuff.
That is true. That is true. I just can't get off that. That like it was so casual. It's just like a text posted. Like I'm sure everybody would just scroll right through it, except for it's like, well, I got it.
Basically,
And I read it.
No
And
one-
I'm like,
there were like very few people who actually texted me like, "Hey, are you okay?" Except for like the very, very close people
You just-
I know and people from my church.
you just text me straight out and be like, oh, by the way, I have COVID. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, basically.
Not
Like-
Mike, not Tall Boy Fontana. No, not him.
I remember the post. It was like I got COVID. Like it was like almost like got COVID. Take the virus seriously. I'm gonna kick its butt or something. Or I'm gonna kick its ass or something like that.
I think it was like, hey, I got some time in quarantine. I got to finally relax or something or other.
Something.
Yeah, I remember.
I-
literally, though, it said I'm gonna kick this
Alright.
virus. That part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that happened to
I
Mike.
had trouble finding a sticker for my story, so
Mike, you should have just done a video like a YouTube apology video, but it's just I have COVID.
hey, put more effort into my stuff, okay?
You got to try it. Mike's Instagram game needs some help. But anyways, let's move on from that.
Barely on there anyway.
India, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was pretty decent. I had my nieces over. One is 3 and the other one's 2. It was my parents, my nieces, my brother, because he's the father of my nieces. Unfortunately. And
Okay.
Okay.
and my grandma and my uncle. So it was pretty dope.
You were under 10. You don't
Yeah, I was under 10. I did some cooking. I made some mac and cheese. I made the ham. What else did I make? I made something else. I just forgot. It was
Did
a
you
long
say
time ago.
yams or ham?
Yeah, it was yams. I made the yams too. I made the yams, the ham, and
Originally
the
said
mac and
ham, but she also made yams.
I heard yams and I'm like, was it yams? Because I remember you saying yams and ham and mac and cheese. Jeez,
Yes,
that last one didn't rhyme, but it is delicious. So
Yes, my mac and cheese is pretty good. I'm sure Zach knows.
oh, I know.
My mac is the best mac around.
It is elite. It is above like almost every other mac and cheese I've had.
Almost.
It's like top 3. It's up at number
Ooh.
1 right now.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
like that's the
Anyway.
bar. I'm like, all right, it's got to be right
Redeemed.
here. I have to apologize to
Mm.
my mother because India just barely beats her out.
Wow.
Your mom's mac is pretty good though.
It is pretty good. It's consistently good, which why is like really good.
Yeah, with little Ritz crackers on top.
Oh, yeah.
Real good.
Some people can't make their mac and cheese right. You keep learning who can make mac and cheese and who can't.
Yeah, if you can't make mac and cheese, you're not valid at Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Stay your ass.
Thank you for that.
you can't volunteer to make the mac and cheese at Thanksgiving. You have to be chosen by the council of the wise elders. Basically, you have to be chosen. Like they have to do the whole pope. They have to do the whole pope ceremony or whatever, where they do the smoke coming out of the building, and then they're like, "All right, well, what does this mean? New pope? No new pope? All right, cool." Same thing with like choosing who gets to make mac and cheese at Thanksgiving.
I didn't even have mac and cheese at mine.
Darn did I.
That's
You're
sad.
doing it wrong.
Boy, we have my dad's favorite
Why?
stuffing. What do you mean we're doing it wrong?
Yeah, I
People
had
from
stuffing and
DC
mashed
asked for that
potatoes.
goddamn
Add the mac and
stuffing.
cheese to the
What do you
menu.
mean?
Oh God.
People think it's weird to have mac and cheese at Thanksgiving, but I'm like, honestly, I'm not gonna eat the yams with marshmallows on them. I'm sorry.
I didn't have those either.
I like
That's
yams,
disgusting.
but if you put the marshmallows on them, I'm like, you're going too far.
That's too
Yeah.
yams.
The yams.
Yams.
Never had yams at my Thanksgiving. Never will.
Oh, well, that's on you. Anyways,
How's
Hannah.
that on me? All of you were just insulting them. That's a waste of money, waste of resources.
I'm just saying we're not gonna have yams with marshmallows on them. We gotta move on to Hannah and then other stuff. But Hannah, how was your Thanksgiving?
You know, Zach, it was all right. We really didn't do a whole lot. We went to my aunt's. We usually switch every other year, and luckily there's 10 of us, with my aunt's family and my own. We only have one car at my house right now, so I was dropped off at my sister's apartment, and my parents were like, "You're gonna ride with her," and I walked in and I met a new man.
Oh,
She's got a new boyfriend apparently, and I happened to walk in when he was leaving. He seems like a nice boy.
you just catch him on you catch him on the way out.
I did. I did like formally meet him a few days later, but it was just like, oh, hello, who are you? I did not know about you.
Why are you in this
but no.
house?
Yeah, right. I mean, it's none of my business, but I was also like, girl, why didn't you tell me?
A little heads up
but no,
goes a long ways.
It was good. We ended up showing a little late. Mom was a little mad. We ate food and then we played this card game. It's kind of like Cards Against Humanity, but it said it was more family friendly. It was like no, it's all relative. That's what it was called. And somehow my 12-year-old sister won against everybody that was over 21 years old. And I remember she pulled this card, and it said something about something that a husband shouldn't say to a wife or something. That was the card that somebody played. And then she picked a card, and it said something about the blue pill not working. She, and here's the funny part though. She had no idea what it meant. It was just a throwaway card because she didn't have any good ones. So she's like, all right, whatever. So she threw that one in, and it said something about the blue pill not working. And my uncle, right, this one's the winner, who picked it, and we're all dying because it was a funny one anyway. And then she raised her hand, and she was so confused because she had no idea why it was so funny. And then we all fell out of our bar stools laughing so hard.
Did you guys explain it to her?
Oh,
know,
absolutely
Thanksgiving?
not.
No, she's only 12.
I mean, it's Thanksgiving. Hey, that's when you learn stuff like that. The age of 12, like that's
Listen,
fine.
she's
On the
12
back of the
years old,
bus,
going through-
not from your family.
Yeah, going through a global pandemic at 12 years old, hitting puberty. The last thing she needed was to have the talk in front of her entire family.
That would have
I
been
mean,
bad.
at least there are people that she loves. You know, it could have been worse.
She's been traumatized enough. Do you want her to go through more?
I mean, it's 2020 at this point.
Sarah, do
I
you
don't
hate
really
children?
care.
Is that what
I
this is
don't-
about?
I think Sarah Loki hates kids, so
Yeah.
let's ruin the childhood just a little bit faster.
I mean, why not? Let's have.
You want me
some
to tell
fun
her
on
in the same conversation that Santa's not real? Like, do you want me to go that far?
Wait, what the fuck? He's not real?
I never had Santa. I grew up fine. No one.
Oh,
needs
that's right.
No.
No.
My brother, at the age of 5, went into his kindergarten classroom and told everyone Santa wasn't real. My parents got called in.
You know, I actually saw a meme the other day, and it said something like, "Oh, it was a girl that I know from New York City area that's actually Jewish as well," and it said something like, "You guys need to give us a lot more props. We did not spoil it for you guys and tell you Santa's not real." I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Point. So yeah, thank you, Sarah, for not being rude.
I never spoiled that for anyone.
I don't know how you guys didn't do it, honestly. Now that I'm like sitting here thinking about it.
I think it helped that my mom grew up in the Christian faith, and then she converted.
That might
So
be
maybe,
part of it.
but that could be part of it for me, but we're generally just pretty respectful. We know it's like your guys' big holiday tradition. It's like when you guys eat jelly donuts that we give you.
I
That
love
we make,
I love
right?
the jelly donuts though. So
I love me some jelly donuts.
latkes are really
Yeah,
good too.
latkes and jelly
Yonkers
donuts.
are great.
Yeah.
That's what I'm known for. I'm not,
Yeah.
and like, yeah, next week is Hanukkah.
That's right. You start your holiday season. The whole
Our holiday season changes. Sometimes we start later than you. Sometimes we start
I
earlier.
know.
Sometimes we're
When
just
it's like, when are
during.
we starting Hanukkah? It's like, let's just throw a dart at December and see where it lands, and then pick the next
No,
8 days
like,
from there.
We got my dog in November, but Hanukkah actually fell in November that year for like the first time in 100 years. So my dog, he was a Hanukkah dog. He was a Hanukkah puppy.
Mazel tov.
Wow.
So it sounds like we had relatively.
Wait, I never talked about my Thanksgiving.
I thought I asked you about your Thanksgiving.
You
'cause
didn't.
You were arguing about your yams and shit.
No, I was not insult. I was like tagging on to what you guys were saying about yours. Mine, my 5 people in the house, 4 people came.
Oh.
One person just said, "Nah, I'm not going downstairs."
Wait, who said?
Sam said, "Nah."
Okay, that makes sense. He's like,
You know what? I don't blame him.
it's a lot of
yeah,
work.
I mean, yeah, walking a full flight of stairs. It
Dealing with
takes
your
a
family
lot.
all day long, it's a lot to handle.
Especially when you
So,
see him
Yeah.
every single day.
yeah. My dad
Oh, it's
started
worse during
making-
lockdown.
Oh no.
Yeah, so we didn't do a full turkey. We did like turkey breasts, and it was really good. My dad made mashed potatoes, and then he made his famous stuffing, which he started at 10:40 in the morning, and the turkey he started at 3. That shows what's more important in the family.
You kind of have to.
No, he makes this really famous, like, it's like his famous stuffings, like sausage and ham and a whole bunch of other stuff, and it's just really good. We each got our own. My sister put Diet Cokes in the fridge, so we each got like our own can of Diet Coke. And then we had Oreo pie. Cyrus fell in love with the coconut pie and stole a few plates off the table while we were eating.
He's not a small dog either. Like, he
He
How do
stole
you
the
sneak?
plate.
That thing's a small bear. How do you sneak a few pieces of pie off the table?
Well, he got his own plate of Thanksgiving food, and he got his own plates of pie. And then he stole people's pie.
That's
Like,
why
he
you let
stole-
him have people food.
Well, yeah, it's Thanksgiving. He got a lot of food. He probably ate the most out of anyone. And then my mom made like homemade banana pudding with like vanilla wafers on the top.
Well, that's good. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, and then we watched Muriel's wedding. Yeah.
What a... Okay, so now I could say this. It seems like everybody had small and mostly safe Thanksgivings, to say the least.
Yeah.
And Mike, you just got the short end of the stick, so
The shortest end anyone can ever have.
mm-hmm. But anyways, let's move on, because the other thing we started during this break too was our community Discord server.
Yeah.
We started that. Yeah, it's time for a shameless plug.
Plug.
Plug it.
We'd hate to toot our own horn, but
It's a pretty good server. After the first day patches, it's a pretty good server.
yeah.
That was bad. I was literally
was.
driving home, and I'm like less than a minute away from my house, and the server and my phone's just blowing up because of like the server, and I'm like, oh, all these people are joining. That's really weird. Like, I just see it really quick, and then I look at my phone again because I'm like less than like 30 seconds from my house because it keeps blowing up. And I see all this stuff going on, like these people who just raided the server, and they're like saying the N-word, posting these like really bad shit all throughout the server, and I'm like, oh no, we're getting raided. So I stop at the top of the driveway, and like just like I'm in the driveway. It's like almost 1 a.m. I'm like by myself, so I'm not worried about anybody else coming in. But I stop at the top of the driveway and I just start banning people. Like, I'm using data to get on Discord to just go ban people because it was bad.
That's crazy.
So after
Yeah,
that point, we
that's-
had to add the admin bot, And yes, it is lock and loaded, so it has full administrative abilities, which in some foresight probably should have
Been done beforehand.
probably should have done beforehand, but I'm like, we're not gonna get. I never said out loud, "Hey, we're not gonna get raided," but I'm like, "Hey, let's have a public server," and that one as well.
We believed in the good and humanity.
Yeah, basically, that was the problem.
Yeah.
But we have our own Discord server. Mike, Sarah, and India are they're moderators on it. So if you go on the server and start acting up, they will kick you. They will ban you.
Oh my god, it's just like my RA days, except I never banned anyone when I was an RA.
Yeah, well, you guys have the full ban abilities and stuff. Of like, that's just basically how it goes. It's a fun server though. We got the general chat. We also have the Among Us chats and stuff like that. Sports.
We have the news.
Memes.
Also.
We have memes. We're starting to stockpile our dank memes collection there. I mean, it's me and Mike right now, but we're looking for memesters to join and just be like, hey, post to the meme section.
Yeah.
It'll be in the
The
description
meme
of this.
queen has arrived. I know you guys can't see me because this is a podcast, but I am doing my queen wave.
You can't see her, but you can hear the ignorance coming off that wave.
Wow.
You can't see me, but I'm making faces at Hannah right now.
Zach,
Oh, I can feel it from here, Zach. I can feel it from here.
I hope so.
Zach, it's like you say things hoping to start a war with Hannah sometimes.
Basically.
Yeah.
You know, I just say shit to just stir the pot a little bit.
I know, I like that.
It's all fun and games until you piss someone off. Then it's more fun and games, actually, so. But anyways, we have a Discord server. We have some people on there. We have some guests from previous episodes on there. But, it's a community server. It's a public server, so we're going to leave a link down below in the description so you can join it, check it out. Fun, radical stuff.
Yep, fun radicals. The new radicals.
Oh, no, not new radicals. No, Mike, no, bad. Bad. Water bottle. Water bottle on like a 7-foot pole. No, bad. If nobody has anything else to say about the Discord server, we could go into the next part.
Yeah, it's not really anything that you can say else.
Shameless plug. Over.
Yep.
But anyways, let's move on to Spotify wrap-ups happen this week.
Yes, I'm very
rolling
excited
those
for
out.
this one.
This is a very exciting topic for all of us. I mean, we posted some of ours to social media and stuff, but was there anything in your wrap-ups that was genuinely surprising?
One song that I didn't think I listened to that much, I was kind of surprised, was my top song.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah, the song's called Boys Like You, and it's by this Australian band called Kids at Midnight. I was shocked. I must have really liked that song for at least like a good month or two, because that's somehow I only listened to this one song by this band and they were in my top artists. So I might have some issues if I'm kind of genuinely shocked that song had so much play on my Spotify.
I think that's I think a lot of people were very surprised by what their top songs are. But Spotify literally just takes the data and be like, all right, this is what you actually listened to throughout this year. I mean, it may not be the stuff that you like now, but it's stuff that you like throughout the year or at some point did like.
Well, yeah, I'm also my list kind of just shows I have very basic tastes, and I should not be ever allowed to choose music for a road trip. That's all my thing kind of proved.
Yeah,
to me.
that I would give that a fair statement.
Yeah, but at least there was no country music on there, so at least
Wow.
I'm still good with that. I'm still good with my hatred of country music. It didn't
I just
somehow
love torturing
it's
you with country
Spotify.
music.
Every time you drive me somewhere, and I
Every
can't say
time.
no 'cause I'm
Country.
driving.
I just have to pull out the country playlist because I know it ticks you off, and you can't say anything because I'm driving you.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Every time.
Like-
Every single
Yeah, I
time.
think we did a drive to Syracuse and back to get Chinese food because you knew this good Chinese place.
Well,
And-
I picked you up from the airport.
You did that too, but there was also one time we drove to get Chinese like further out, and you kept playing country, and I was just like, "He's driving you to get Chinese food. You can't say anything about the country."
Yeah.
music."
Yeah, I mean, like, it was like 20 minutes away. It's from, like, Oswego to Fulton to get Chinese from there, so.
Wow. The country music really.
And that
It's
country
really
playlist
so
played
long.
the entire time we went down to grab it and back.
It really must. It felt like a Syracuse drive to me. It doubled in time for me, I guess.
I'm slowly converting India over to some country music, not a lot.
That is a goddamn lie.
I said
India,
some.
I can't lose you. I think we're the only two who don't like
Listen.
country. You can't leave me
Some.
alone.
I am black. Okay? When I hear country music, I think of oppression. It's giving me very oppression, racism, KKK, banjo fishing, all the shit that I do not like. So in order to overcompensate, I have only been listening to hip hop. Only strictly hip hop and pop to overcompensate. Zach, I love you. I'm sorry, but it's never going to happen.
Okay,
Never.
but, like, you like Luke Bryan, Shake It For Me.
Okay, that is a bop. That-
Everybody that doesn't even like country likes Luke Bryan Shake It For Me, so it doesn't even count.
Okay.
That
Literally
is a bop.
everybody
I've
likes that
never
song.
heard that song.
If you don't like that song, I don't trust you.
I've never
I-
heard it. Wait, what? I want
It's
to
a
read the
bop.
lyrics now.
Sarah,
It's a
yes, you
bop.
have. Everybody has.
Everybody
No,
has.
I
It's
have-
on my
I listen to
playlist.
I listen to old music, Hannah.
But everybody has heard this song. I guarantee you. As soon
It's
as we're done with this, I'm
everywhere.
gonna play this song for you on Groovy.
Okay.
You're gonna know.
Yeah.
What if I don't know what happens to me?
I don't know,
That-
man. I don't know.
You die at midnight.
Oh, gee.
We
Well, I
got
have
some
a lot of-
time.
Tomorrow. That's all right if I have to go to.
Okay, so a little country music for India. Just a little. She didn't say anything. We're in the clear.
I'm sorry. I was being loud. I didn't want you to hear it. What was that?
I just said just a little country music for India, but like not a lot, like 1 or 2 songs.
No. Let's be generous. Let's say about 3. Let's say about
Because they're
3
a
songs.
Zach Brown band. I mean, you're like, okay, I can tolerate this.
I know one song by the Zach Brown band.
Like it's Luke Bryan, Josh Turner, and Zach Brown band. That's it.
Basically, that's it.
That's it.
What about Dolly Parton? She's the only country artist I like.
Oh, I love Dolly.
Okay, so it's 4 now.
She's so cute. She's
Nah,
adorable.
Dolly Parton. I feel like Dolly Parton just gets a pass though because she's so fabulous.
Can I
she's
like
Dolly.
plug a Dolly Parton song just for 1 second?
Oh, boy.
She just released a new Christmas album. She has quite a few of them, but she released a new one, and she's got a pretty good lineup of collaborations on it. And I was just scrolling through Facebook today, and an ad came up for the album, and it was this cute music video, and she covered Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You," which at first I was like, we don't need another version of this, but she did it as a duet, Jimmy Fallon.
Oh wow!
I don't.
Yeah,
think,
and
Okay.
I saw
didn't
that ad too, but
I honestly, guys, seriously, do me a favor, go watch it. The music video is adorable. It's a little cartoon. It's like Jetsons, Peanuts kind of animation combined. It's really weird, but they did a really good job. I think Jimmy did a really good job. I'm not crazy about country either, but I love Dolly Parton and I love Jimmy Fallon, and it was really cute, and they both have sounded really nice together.
so.
But yeah.
Let me move on to this. Let me move
Oh,
on
no.
to this next thing. But the last thing I'll say about Dolly Parton is if you don't like 9 to 5, the song with Dolly Parton in it, then I can't
You're a
trust you as a human
communist.
being. You are a communist. We can concur. Everybody has listened to 9 to 5 or seen the musical, right?
Musical about it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Musical or knows the song or whatever.
I know the song. I don't think I've ever heard of a musical based on it.
Yeah, there's a
That's the name of the musical 925.
and the first song
There's a
believe-
movie about it too. A movie about the musical. I mean, like,
No, the movie was first, and then the thing.
I got it mixed up. Yeah, but what's does anybody want to say who their top artist is? Because I know my top song is the Zero the Hero cover by Ariana Grande.
If I say my
Okay.
top artist, would I get judged?
I don't know.
No.
Yeah,
This is a safe space.
Maybe. Let's leave it to a maybe. I want to hear it, and then I'll judge you.
So you know how I like TV.
Oh no.
It's a soundtrack.
So there was a show that came out this year that's coming back on January 5th. Y'all should watch it. But it's called
Plug.
Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, and they do a lot of covers of older songs.
Oh,
and
God.
that
Oh
was
yeah,
my
you've
top
talked about
artist.
that before.
Yeah, I really like that show, and I didn't think I listened to it that much, but it was apparently my top artist. And then the Glee cast was number 3, but Demi Lovato was number 2, so I have some taste.
Okay,
Okay.
you have a little
I'll allow it.
redemption.
Someday.
I'll allow it.
We have to
Hey.
allow the top 3.
This is
Demi
a
Lovato saved my list, is what happened.
I do want to point out my top 5 is very confusing. But
Just like you as a person.
yeah, basically me
right.
as a person. Because Hamilton's my number 1. Like, original Broadway cast of Hamilton is number 1. Because I cranked
Yeah,
the
basic.
shit. I cranked the shit out of that after I watched it on Disney Plus the first time.
As you should.
And then Lin-Manuel Miranda is my number 2. Because I was listening to In the Heights. I listened through all that, so that was an earlier play. But then number 3 is like Ariana Grande, and I'm like, I don't know where that came from. Besides the top song. Like, I didn't listen to the new album yet. I still haven't.
That's a lie.
recommend.
I haven't listened to-
recommend.
You are a liar. You're lying.
How am I a liar? Because
That's
you played a few
bad.
songs on it.
Mom and
In your
Dad are
car.
fighting.
Yeah, I know. How am I a liar?
Are you gonna go to the In the Heights film when they release it, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I'm very
Yes.
excited.
And then...
Yeah, looks like it'll be released after,
Yeah.
COVID. It's coming
Yeah.
out summer of next year. I think it was supposed to come out this summer, but then because of COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, anybody want to share their top songs or artists?
I would like to. I did not put any of mine on social media. I'm very private about my music. I don't know. It's just like I won't open like my daily journal to you guys because it's just a private thing. But I feel the same way about music. But I'm gonna show you guys as a poorly written podcast exclusive what my top artists were on Spotify. Number 1. You guys are gonna judge me so hard. You're gonna be like, "You're like 12, Hannah." Number 1 is Ariana Grande. Number 2 is my girl Miley Cyrus.
Period.
Number 3 is Machine Gun Kelly.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Number 4, number 4, to my surprise, John Mayer.
Mhm.
Number 5, nobody's gonna be shocked by this one, the Jonas Brothers.
I'm disappointed that it's not number 1.
That's solid. You know,
I'm
what?
honestly,
You're better
I
than
was shocked, but at the same time, I was like, I listen to Ariana Grande a lot, so I really wasn't that surprised. But I was also very surprised it wasn't Miley, because Miley just dropped her new album, and I've been playing it on repeat. But
Yeah, I mean,
it's December.
I was surprised by my top 5, but then I realized I really cranked some of these songs. And sometimes I would just play like one song over and over and over again because it stuck in my head.
Oh yeah, me too. Like my number 1 song. This is gonna sound so weird because even I'm thrown off by it. But my number 1 song was not Little Nas X's version, but a cover of Old Town Road by a country singer named Jesse James Decker. And I have not listened to this song in months. I'm like, how the hell is this my number 1 song? It's
You
very
mu- You must have not listened to it in months, but during that month that you did listen to it, you must have had it on repeat like 11 out of 10 times.
I guess so, but I'm like, I don't remember playing this on repeat, I'm still very new to Spotify, so I'm wondering if that because it was one of my first few songs. I'm wondering if that's why. But yeah, it really threw me off.
It just happens. I mean, like, you kind of just get stuck on a song, and then Spotify keeps bringing it up again and again and again, and then
Yep.
it ends up being your number one.
You know what I've realized though, and this is, I need a music education. Is what I need a.
We need to just
day.
send you our playlist. We need to just channel our spirit and just send you all of our playlists.
I think we all should
modern
make
day
a
music,
playlist.
because the only
A
modern
podcast
artist
playlist.
on my damn thing was Demi Lovato, and I love me some Demi Lovato.
Same.
Who doesn't?
Love her.
Who doesn't love Demi
Same.
Lovato?
That voice for days. But I realized for other artists, like there's like one or two songs that I'll like kind of cherry pick, like for all the modern day artists. Like Miley Cyrus, like Wrecking Ball, I think is the only one I really listen to.
Oh,
Ariana
girl,
Grande,
you gotta play that new album. You got
Ariana
to.
Grande. I
Her new
believe
album's great.
Thank You. I think Thank You Next is really the only song of hers I play.
What?
But,
How
yo,
dare you?
Like the
Ariana
song,
Grande is-
the music video is iconic, but
she-
girl, it's one of her. It's not her best song. Like she's
I'm not saying
so
it
talented.
is. I'm saying I don't listen to. I like jazz, so I like listen to like
Ugh.
older music.
You
Well,
thought
like,
my
why-
country
why
addiction
thank you
was
You're
bad.
killing me.
How do you guys not like jazz? It's so good.
I do like jazz, but
No one's
I
saying
also
you didn't like
don't
jazz.
listen
We're
to it
all
on
mad at you
purpose.
for listening to Thank You Next.
Thank you. Next. I thought that was good. She like.
It was a great album, but the song itself, like, there's so
song's
many good songs
Okay,
on that
the
album.
music.
The
I'm
music
taking all
video
the
is pretty
judgment
good, but the
off of
song is
anything
not
else.
the best.
Like
No, she definitely
I,
has way
um,
better songs.
yeah, like I listen to like very weird music. I think I need some help.
All right,
Anyway,
we'll help you
Can I
out later.
finish mine?
India, please
Help.
go ahead with your.
yes.
Top.
Okay. So my top artist was Beyonce.
Mhm.
Okay, obviously.
All right.
I love Beyonce, and honestly, if you don't like Beyonce, you're a bad person. Anyways, I love Beyonce. Beyonce, Ariana Grande was my number 2. My number 3 was Hamilton for the 3rd year in a row. Megan Thee Stallion and SZA. So Hamilton has always been in like my top artist. Literally for the past 3 years, Hamilton has been my top artist because
I have
I have an
a
infatuation with
question.
Hamilton. What?
Who are the last two that you said?
Megan Thee Stallion and
No,
SZA.
I heard them.
You don't know who Megan Thee Stallion is?
No.
How?
Wait,
Oh, time out!
Sarah.
Sarah.
Even I know her.
Sarah.
Mike knows her.
If
Lewis,
even
Lewis, who
knows
is not
Megan Thee
here
Stallion
tonight,
is, you
knows
got a
her.
problem.
I don't. What?
How
what
do
is
you
it?
not
Like, what
know?
You're in
What-
trouble.
like, what
You
type of
are in
music does she
trouble,
sing?
girl. You're in
Sarah,
trouble.
we had this whole discussion about WAP like multiple episodes
I'm-
ago.
I just know what the words. I just
disappointed.
knew what the letters meant because my dad told me.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Sheltered. Sheltered, you child. Give me your
Hey,
diploma.
wait a minute. So you want my 12-year-old sister to get the talk in front of my whole family? Your father had explained to you what WAP means?
Well, I just asked. Like I said, well, like the only reason, like, because I heard it on a show and I didn't know, and everyone kept mentioning it, so I asked them because my dad listens to a lot of music. I asked him if it was like from like a song or something because it seemed like that. Then he explained it to me.
I
Your dad
guarantee.
listens to Megan.
He's
Well,
also a
I-
Russian
I-
spy.
yo, I
Do not
watched-
forget.
I watched Fleabag with my dad. I don't think him explaining an acronym is too.
I think your dad
traumatizing
totally
him.
bops out to WAP on his way to work in the
He
morning.
does. He most
He
definitely
has
does.
to.
And
Wait,
my
that was her
creation
song?
is
It was
so-
Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, but
I
Meg.
know Cardi B. She's a rapper and she's from the Bronx. I know that. I've never listened
my
to any
God.
of her songs, but I know that.
Oh my god, you're killing me. You really are.
You can't be like Bronx represent and then not support the artist from Bronx. I mean, what are you doing?
I don't listen to. I listen to like music from the 70s and 80s.
Yo.
What do you want?
Yo, Sarah, I'm coming to you as a New Yorker. You're whack as fuck right now. You really whack as fuck right now. You really you
Just
really
had wine come out of my nose.
you deserve
It's the
to
same
have your
thing. I
New
know
York
Jennifer
card
Lopez is
revoked.
from the block. I know she has the song Jenny from the Block, but I've never listened to it.
No,
Card revoked.
that is not Cardi B.
That's not Cardi B. That is Jennifer Lopez.
That is J
Yeah, I
Lo.
said that. I said I know
Jenny?
Jennifer Lopez is from the Bronx. I know she has the song Jenny from the Block, but I've
You
never
know,
listened
Yeah,
to
you
it.
must have cut out during that first
Moderators
part.
don't listen to no J Lo. We listen to Cardi B. We listen to Pop Smoke. We listen to Roddy Rich. No,
I don't know who any of these people are.
Oh my,
my-
god. Sarah.
Girl, move to Kansas. Move to Kansas. Done.
Yo, I'm not a music aficionado. Damn.
Yeah, you should
Fake.
fix that.
I like
Revolt.
Billy Joel. I listen
All
to
right.
a lot of Billy Joel.
Oh, you need to stop.
Hey, that's my thing.
Mike even knows when to stop playing Billy Joel.
Not.
Yeah, when the Sirius XM channel stops.
Yeah, exactly.
80s was just better.
No.
70s and 80s said what I said.
Yeah, and they were all on cocaine too, so.
Well, that didn't stop their creative juices. Damn.
Have you
That's-
listened to
that's a fair
stuff from the
point.
80s and 70s? Some of it's like
Crackhead.
really whack.
Crackhead,
Well, yeah,
literally
some of
crackhead.
it. The same could be said for now too.
I mean, there are a lot of crackheads now.
There's still crackheads that make music,
Yeah,
but like
well,
it's
they-
easier
they-
now.
We're open about it.
Paint a whole.
All right,
like,
we need to move on to Mike.
All right.
We can't keep beating up on Sarah. We're just gonna.
Well,
If you're listening to this episode and you see a status on one of our social media accounts, rather it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, just leave a link to your Spotify playlist so we can send it to Sarah. We need this ASAP. We are asking for FDA
Okay.
approval, emergency approval for all your Spotify playlists.
I can't
Yeah,
be that
approved
bad. I
playlist.
feel like I'm not the only person who has never listened to the Megan the Stallion. I feel like
Yeah,
I
my
can't-
grandparents.
Yeah, you see,
You,
We could make
that
a
was a
whole
burn,
friendship.
Sarah. That wasn't like, see my point. I'm like, no, Sarah, this is backhand. Mike,
God.
do you have your Spotify rap?
I actually do. It's actually crazy in my top artists. It's actually
This is where
well,
Cardi
some of
B
it's
comes
crazy, some
in.
it's not. Cardi B. You wish. You would post that immediately on your social media.
I'm just kidding. It's number 6, anyways.
No, my number one artist was Run the Jewels.
Mm.
Number 2 is Springsteen.
nice.
I like it. I like it.
My second one is Anais Mitchell in the original, because I listened to the original Hades Town album
Okay.
Oh,
a lot. Number 4 is Hum. It's like this old punk rock, heavy punk band
Okay.
that
Who's
was on
number
the
5,
90s.
Mike?
Freddie Gibbs.
Okay. We can. I think I can live with that.
I'll allow it.
Because Run the Jewels is my number 5 top artist for this year. So because
They came out with a good album this year.
I kid you not, they
Great
dropped the
album.
4th album, and then one of the lines resonated very, like the snow song resonated very closely to the current events that were going on at the time.
That's actually my second most listened to song.
Out of Sight is my second most listened to song on that album. Like it's just it's like number 1, Zero to Hero, number 2, Out of Sight. But so Mike had a pretty good rap. Hannah had a pretty good rap. India had a really good rap. I had
Sarah doesn't know what rap is.
Sarah doesn't know what rap is,
I don't really listen to rap.
and I had a very Hamilton rap, but like I posted my rap to social media, and Nathaniel, who you remember from the Real Deal episode, he said that like Hamilton is like one of the best albums of all time.
It is.
I'm
It
like,
is.
and I'm like, I can't disagree. So there we go.
He
Yeah,
actually did like a like his 100 favorite
Yeah, he up-
albums of all time. And yes, I went and looked at it. So Nathaniel, if you're listening, I enjoyed your list. Thank you for making it.
He had a really
yeah,
good list.
Yeah, it was really good. I remember Hamilton being pretty high up there.
It was number 2 behind a Beatles album. I
It was
think
the Beatles, yeah.
the only
Kinda
thing that could
obvious
beat
there.
Hamilton is the Beatles, and I'm not surprised by that.
I like the Beatles.
This is
I like
just
the Beatles too, but you know.
my thing is like
the Let It Be album is better than Hamilton album. The Let It Be album.
Wait a minute!
hold on, Mike. Mike,
We got to pump the brakes right there. We got to pump the brakes.
we gotta pump the brakes, Mike. Don't
We got to pump the brakes.
we gotta
Mike, I was working with you until you said that. Now you're on my
Mike,
bad side.
we gotta move on. Why have you done this to me? Why have you
Hey,
done it to
hey.
us?
Hey, you're all my friends, and I express the truth. I'm truthful with you.
Okay, I can accept that answer. That doesn't mean we have to like it. Anyways,
Hey, Hamilton's my tied for like #1 for my favorite theatrical recordings. So or original
what's
cast
what's it
recordings.
tied with?
Jesus Christ Superstar, the original recording.
That one is pretty dope.
That's
pretty up there.
That's tight.
The original one, not the like taken from the play. The original recording.
No, the original
sample album.
The original recorded. That's tough. But anyways, let's move on. We talk about our Spotify wrap ups. There was a podcast one too. I didn't post that to my social.
My
media.
#1 was the Poorly Written Podcast. Have you guys heard of it?
No, I haven't.
No, I have not.
It wasn't even in my top 5. Like I did listen to episodes. I posted about it. I'm like, oh, I didn't listen to my because someone retweeted me saying, you know, I'm like, I'm not narcissistic enough to like have my podcast in the top 5 because I edit the podcast and like by the time. By the time I'm done editing it and stuff, I've listened to it to like 3 to 4, 3 to 5, depending on how much editing I had to do. It's to a point where it's like it's up, it's done. I'm just checking numbers and moving on.
Yeah, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, and usually I'll listen to an old episode and be like, oh, I want to remember the funny stuff from this one. Like today, when I was working, I played our election episode from a few weeks ago because I haven't listened to it yet. And my 80-year-old boss was like, why does that girl on the Alexa sound like you? And I was like, well, Larry, that's because that's me.
It's because it's me.
I have a podcast.
Shameless plug, Larry.
Yes, shameless plug. But yeah, he just kind of rolled his eyes. He's like, what's a podcast? I'm like,
Oh no. Anyways,
good old Larry.
quick shout out to Justin from Generation Zen for being my #2 top podcast on Spotify.
Plug.
Woohoo.
No, great plug. We're plugging things today. It should be called the shameless plug.
That's gonna be our new title. The shameless plug.
Anyways, let's move on. What are some really quick, not really quick, but you know, as quickly as we normally do it, what are some other things you would like to see wrap-ups from?
Maybe like a
I think-
Netflix.
That'd be cool.
A Netflix wrap-up. You watched you watched 30 weeks worth of The Office. Are you okay? Dot dot dot. There are
Just
some
like when they ask if you're still watching.
it's astonishing to me that people like, you know, they pay for Netflix every month and they go through that entire library of like content and stuff and they just look at it and it's like, yeah, you know what I need to watch again? The Office.
The
Should they
Office-
just
mostly
have the
library
off of
shit.
Netflix?
I heard mixed things. I heard shit, great, whatever.
They just took The Office off of Netflix.
That is true. So you can't watch it anymore on Netflix. You gotta
Yeah,
go
that
wherever it
was
is.
very shocking.
I'm surprised people didn't fight as hard for that as they did for Friends, because Friends is
They-
not even as good as The Office.
Oh,
yeah,
it is
it went
not.
to Peacock.
That's why. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Friends went to HBO Max because Warner Brothers owned the rights to it. NBC owned the rights to The Office, so they took The Office
Yeah.
back when the
So
contract ended. with
it made
Netflix.
sense. It was time to go to
Yeah.
Peacock. So
Well, there was nothing that Netflix could really do. I mean, they could have shelled out more money, I guess.
Yeah, but at that point, NBC was like, "No, we're doing our own thing. We're gonna hold on to this."
Yeah.
But Netflix is a good idea for. I think the streaming services, they should send it in your email. Hey, thanks for being a loyal customer. Here's your data, and then you could sell your own data and then make money off it. That'd be great.
I have one that I think they should do, and then one that definitely shouldn't be done. The one that I'm like, yes, I want like a recap or a wrap up of this. Last year there was this big trend that people did on Instagram where they showed like their top 9 most liked photos, and it's very
Oh, like
difficult
an Instagram
to
type thing.
yeah. So like an Instagram recap, and everybody did like their top 9 and like a collage of like their most like photos. And I don't know how you guys did it, but I physically had to go through my entire Instagram to find my top 9, and
They
it was a pain. I got it done.
they used to
Um,
do it. They stopped doing that in recent years because it wasn't popular enough. But it was also
oh well,
just
it's coming back.
it's just such a weird format too, where it's like they literally
Yeah.
throw all 9 photos up for a post for you. It's like, here you go, and I'm like, great, no one can see the photos now.
Right.
They're so tiny.
The one I don't think that should be done, which it's already a thing, but they're not doing it this year because of COVID. I can't stand the YouTube rewind.
You know, that's funny you bring it up because I was gonna write that as like my transition piece. It's like, hey, so there's no YouTube rewind this year. What are some things that should have a wrap up?
Oh, that's
And
funny.
YouTube should never do another rewind ever again. That's not
No,
No,
last
they
year's
just a
suck at
fact.
last year's was terrible, and they're not very good about showing what was actually a big deal on YouTube. Like they did things that like made YouTube look good. Like they threw in Liza Koshy, who hasn't even made a YouTube video in a long time. At that point, I don't know about now. I love Liza, but there's people like that, and just things that weren't recapped like for that year. Like I remember that was a huge year for what's his name, PewDiePie. That was when the whole T-Series thing happened and he hit 100 million subscribers. That's a big deal, and it was a huge deal. Everybody was talking about it. It wasn't even mentioned. He wasn't allowed in the rewind.
because he
It's just
said
things
the
like
N
that.
word multiple times. I wouldn't
That's
want that.
that's fair, but like
That's
with-
just not good brand association, even though YouTube keeps profiting off them.
it's yeah, that's my thing. Like if it was like they demonetized him, like they demonetized all of Shane Dawson's videos a few months ago, I would be like, okay, yeah, I'd get why you wouldn't put him in the YouTube rewind. But they're still profiting a lot off of PewDiePie, more than anybody else on the website. So it's things like that. Like even I don't want to sound bad here, but like putting aside like the racist stuff that he did, which is bad. I'm not like defending PewDiePie, but if they're going to keep having him on that platform and have this history marking moment, why didn't they add that into the YouTube rewind or like the record breaking stuff? You know what I mean? There was other stuff that happened, but that was just the first one.
Yeah,
that came to my mind.
I feel like YouTube, it's like they're too dirty to be like they don't have enough backbone though. It'd be like, you know what, PewDiePie, what you did was terrible. You need to get off the platform and go elsewhere. And have him move on. You know, despite his size, I mean, the backlash is going to be huge, but they don't have any principle. I mean, we've talked about not on the podcast, but we talked about how like YouTube has a serious problem with profiting off racists. That's not even a little bit. That's just.
But then
That's a
they
lot of
don't own up to it. Like Jeffree Star still has his YouTube up. He still gets profit off of it, unlike Shane Dawson, who is in the same boat as him with all this
Shane Dawson
conflict
literally
that-
has child molestation charges against him.
Yeah, and
he
he's
still has a
coming back
channel.
to YouTube, Shane Dawson.
Yeah,
He's appearing in his boyfriend's, his fiance's videos now.
yeah.
Who
So-
supports this shit? Like, I really want to know who's watching that shit. Like,
Right.
like
People who
how
don't
did they
believe
build
everything.
Such a huge fan base. It's like, dude, I blocked both of them from my YouTube. Like, I literally put like, hey, I don't want to see this shit anymore because I don't want to give them any of my money. I don't
Both
want
of them as in Shane and Ryland, or are we talking about Shane and Jeffree Star?
Shannon Jeffree Star.
Both of them. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like why do they even give them a platform? Like, why do they still have a platform?
The
Right.
whole we could always. This is my thing. I'm like, we could spend the rest of the night talking about why YouTube keeps them up versus taking them down, and I feel like that could be an episode for next year to really dive into.
Well, this is too much time to think. Aren't we known for getting off topic in these
That
episodes?
is true. We'll
Yeah.
tease it now. We'll give it a little taste to everybody. But
But the point I'm trying to finish here is that they'll they'll profit off of these guys. Like Jeffree Star is still making videos, still getting millions of followers. He gets #1 on trending every time he has a video and still profits off of it. But then they won't advertise him anywhere. He's also one of the ones they don't include in the YouTube Rewind. It's those controversial people who they get the most money out of. They don't say a word. The Paul brothers, James Charles, I guess he's kind of okay now. I don't really know.
I don't know.
I
He
don't.
was saying some racist stuff before.
No,
So
Oh no, I know.
Keemstar is
those
another one
people-
who was saying racist
Oh,
stuff too.
Oh yeah.
But those are the people that make YouTube the most money, and they put like Ninja and Elijah Koshi and David Dobrik on a pedestal. David Dobrik's funny. Like I don't want to throw him in there. But it's those people that don't even have anywhere near of a following as these people do, and the platform that these people do, and the make the most amount of money that these people do, and just off of YouTube. Like these other people have like other businesses and stuff, but those people are the ones that keep the money in YouTube's pocket. And then they're just like, oh, we have nothing to do with them. Like, bitch, yes, you do. They're still on your platform, and you're making money off of them. Like, shut up.
You still write them the check at the end of the month.
Yes, it's very hypocritical when the YouTube rewinds come on, and I'm like, all right, where are these people? You know, the ones that actually did stuff for you.
Yeah, I mean, the YouTube Rewind has its own problems and stuff, and I'm glad they're not doing one this year. I don't think, like I said at the start of this particular segment, I don't think they should ever do a YouTube Rewind ever again. But
They
I do know,
like the original one they did like in like the early 2010s, the
I
good
think that would
ones.
be
Like I remember
fine.
the one with
the
the one from like 2012 with Psy Gangnam Style. He was
that
in the
was
video.
actually
Like
really good.
those were good. And then like as the years progressed, I'm like, wow, these are really bad. And when I saw Will Smith in that other one, yeah, rewind time. I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. And then the only good thing
No,
was
you can tell when Will Smith is actually like genuinely acting, and one where he's just like acting as Will Smith, acting like he cares. You could tell. I knew it was going to be dog shit. By the way, he kind of introed it. I'm like, oh no. But let's move on to other sites that should do an annual wrap up. I saw this one joke on Twitter where they're saying Pornhub should do an annual wrap up for everybody.
Oh,
that would be hilarious.
And it's funny because one of the verified Pornhub accounts commented down below saying, we got you. And I'm like, oh no. Because, you know, whatever Pornhub does, they put their mind to it, and they got the money to do it. I mean, they literally started a whole sex ed website as a free resource to help, like, you know, people who are, like help teenagers and stuff become more aware in sexual education and stuff. They also bought a bunch of snowplows and helped plow out neighborhoods and stuff across the United States where snowplows were really effective or really a thing. So don't be surprised next year. You go on there and they're like, hey, we got a wrap up for you.
like, oh no.
So you have been collecting my data. But that was one of the jokes. I don't think the possibility of it actually happening, and I'm like, it's low, but it's not zero. Anyways, that got a little gross. Anybody else have any other websites?
Not really.
No.
Maybe Wikipedia.
Wikipedia's interesting.
Wikipedia's asking for money.
That's true. All right now.
You should go donate to Wikipedia because they're trying very hard to avoid going to advertising because that would be bad.
Yeah.
Because every little thing you look up on Wikipedia will be available for advertisers. So I guess that's my PSA. Go help out nonprofits like Wikipedia. If you ever use your school paper and just copy the sources from Wikipedia, you should donate. Like, they're asking like the very least, like, you could donate any amount, but they're like, if you donate $2.75, and everybody did who read this, we could have Wikipedia funded for years. So, but I think a Wikipedia wrap up would be interesting. It's like, oh, here's all the random shit you looked up this year.
Yeah. No, thank you.
My God. That would be interesting, but I'm not sure how that worked because it's like, oh, you looked up like 2,000 different articles of like stuff. Here
Well,
are
like I a lot of the times I like tend to look up like relook up like the same thing like every couple of weeks or every couple of months, like because sometimes you just forget. So like maybe the top like topics you like looked up or something.
mean something like that. Like oh, here's a top
Hmm.
category of stuff you looked up. Like
Yeah, like if maybe like history's your number one or like physics or something like that.
something. I can't wait for the Google Maps recap to come out start of next year and be like, oh, you went nowhere. Because they always send you like the yearly recap. It's like, oh, here's your recap of everywhere you went this year, and then this coming year is going to be. I hope they just skip it too, because they're like, hey, we should technically tell the government where you were going, and you weren't supposed to be there, but we're not going to.
Or for the people that like actually follow the rules, it's like, oh, you went to your refrigerator, went to your couch, went to your bed, you took like the third shower for the day, then you went to your fridge again.
There's still nothing in it.
There's still, yeah, waiting for Instacart to drop off your order.
Yep. That DoorDash is not getting there any faster. So.
They ain't dashing.
But I guess we could start heading towards a wrap up ourselves. You know.
Wrap up.
Ooh,
What
wrap
on
up.
earth do you mean, Zachary?
Oh, this is a fun little thing we talked about the other day, and it's like, hey, let's do our own wrap up, and then it's like, better yet, let's do our own award show for how shitty this year is. Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please. Not what I meant, but all right.
I was gonna hit the table, but then like it would have shook my computer and my mic, and it just would
Yeah,
have been a mess.
your
So that was,
computer is like one bad look away from blowing up. But anyways,
we're not talking about it. Move on.
I'm moving on. Today, we're announcing our own award show known as the Crappies.
Woo!
You may be wondering, what are the Crappies? Well, this year was so crappy. It is literally one of the crappiest years ever. And, well, maybe not in all of human history, but definitely, like, in modern era.
Probably in our lifetime.
Probably. I'm not sure how much further down we can go, but, you know, knock on wood. Anyways, we're doing our own little award show. It should be fun. We'll have categories, and we'll have People's Choice Awards. So you can actually vote and participate and feel like you actually done something productive this year. Especially if you've been stuck in quarantine this whole time, or you haven't been working and stuff, you could do the little voting survey. Isn't that cool, everyone?
It's so
It
cool.
is.
Yeah.
Is it cool, India? Yeah. I can barely hear you, but I think the microphone got away from you. Yeah, it's cool. We're doing that. It's a little thing, you know. It'll be our last episode of the year, so, you know, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So, if you want more information about the Crappies and stuff going around it, you need to follow us on our social medias.
And go to our Discord.
And that's right. Social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We'll be announcing it on our TikTok. We'll also be announcing it on our Discord early. We'll be letting people into Discord vote early, check out stuff early.
So
if
you mean to tell me, Zach, that our new Discord is going to have exclusive content you can't find anywhere else?
Nope. And it's going to be first. It's going to be like days first.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug once again. Don't we love that shameless plug?
It's
Working
it's
out pretty
shameless.
well for us today.
So anyways, if you haven't joined the Discord server, or you don't want
Do
to
it
join
now.
Discord, that's fine. But make sure you follow us on our social media pages. And that's where we're gonna leave it there. So thank you so much for listening for another episode of Too Much Time to Think. You know,
Volume 5.
no Volume 5 of the Poorly Written Podcast. It's a great sub-series. Absolutely great. Maybe we'll give it an award. Who knows?
I don't think it's crappy though.
But we have fun awards too.
That's fair.
Even in
Yeah.
a crappy year, there are some bright spots. And with that note, we're done. Say bye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
All right, that does it there. So
That was all right.
that was good. I liked it. India, what happened to your mic? Oh, you just got quiet. So it's I am gonna start recording.